June 21st is National Indigenous Peoples Day in this country. What advice can you give to non-Indigenous Canadians?
Well, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now, so of course anything that happens is going to be part of a limited event, so we need to understand that. But in the overall scheme of things, dealing with National Indigenous Peoples Day on June 21st, it was really intended as a day of recognition of Indigenous peoples in this country, the fact that Indigenous peoples are still here. And so acknowledging that by participating in events that honor that fact is important. I've encouraged communities to consider marking it in terms of school activities. It's not an official holiday in any place in Canada. So utilizing it for school events, utilizing it to increase the knowledge level of what the children are being taught, contributing to changes in the curriculum in our schools so that Indigenous and non-Indigenous children being educated in our public schools now are being educated in a way that gives them the opportunity to have mutual respect for each other growing up. So I think that what we need to think about is on National Indigenous Peoples Day on the June the 21st is to, where there is a permissible public event, participate, become part of that. If there is an activity going on that you can support, then support it. If it involves contributing some money to it, then contribute. If it involves sending some supplies to schools or sending some clothing to people who are in need, then do that. But most importantly, I think, is that it's also a time for us to recognize that part of our fight is not just to come to terms with this past, but part of it is also to deal with the consequences of it. So we should really be thinking about that as a national day to fight racism in this country when it comes to Indigenous people. And so just ask yourself the question, what can I do today to combat racism in this country? And do it. You know, post something on social media, or tell a story about a friend that you've got, or go and visit your friends, or call up your friends and just say, how you doing? Miss seeing you. That's the kind of thing that I would encourage.